This video is brought to you by Saraswati Vidyalaya Union. And hi, this is Prapti. Hello students, today we are going to study about the first chapter, that is living world. See this, in the introduction of biology, so we define biology as the branch of science concerned with the study of living things or the organism. The definition is pretty straightforward. However, it opens the door to more difficult and more interesting questions. What is life? What does it mean to be alive? You are alive, and so am I. The dog I can hear barking is alive, and so is the tree outside my window. However, snow falling from the clouds is not alive. The computer, the mobile you are using to read this article, this video is not alive, and neither is a chair or the table. The parts of chair that are made of wood were once alive, but they aren't any longer. If you were to burn the wood in a fire, the fire would not be alive either. What is it? What is it that defines life? How can we tell that one thing is alive and the another is not? So that we are going to study in this chapter. The chapter name is Living World. What is that defines life? How can we tell that one thing is alive and another is not? Most people have an intuitive understanding of what it means for something to be alive. However, it is surprisingly hard to come up with a precise definition of life. Because of this, many definitions of life are operational definitions. They allow us to separate living things from non-living ones, but they don't actually pin down what is life is. To make this separation, we must come up with a list of properties that are as a group uniquely characteristics of living organisms. This planet Earth is made up of abiotic component as well as the biotic component. The biotic components are obviously the living beings present around us. But the question is, why do we call them living and how do they differ from non-living? So in this chapter, that is living world, we are going to study in detail about the living as well as a non-living organism. Here are some basic principles of life, means that are the properties of life. Biologists have identified various traits common to all the living organisms we know of. Although non-living things may show some of these characteristic traits, only living things show all of them. In that, there are the few basic principles such as the metabolism. After that, the next one, that is growth, development, reproduction, as well as the homeostasis. Now let us study one by one. In these, all of you knows there are living organism, means there are the different types of organisms such as the unicellular, multicellular organism. Okay, that we will study afterward, but right now the first principle is there, so that is known as the metabolism. Our life means in the living being, once produced or born, has to survive. For survival, it needs energy and many chemical molecules. For energy, it has to perform metabolism. So what is the exactly metabolism that we are going to study here? Life depends on an enormous numbers of interlocking chemical reactions. These reactions make it possible for organism to do work such as moving around or catching prey, as well as growing, reproducing and maintaining the structure of their bodies. Living things must use energy and consume nutrients to carry out the chemical reaction that sustain life. So this sum total of all the biochemical reactions occurring in an organism is called as the metabolism. Means what? In this metabolism, breaking of molecules, that is known as the catabolism, and making of new molecule, that is known as the anabolism. These two things included. Means this metabolism can be subdivided into the anabolism and catabolism. Okay? In the anabolism, organism make complex molecule from simple one. Means here something new is produces. For example, now here H2O. Okay, by combining of H2 plus O, it forms the H2O. Means it making new molecules. That is known as the anabolism. And the catabolism means what? In that complex molecule divides into the simpler form. Means there is H2O which break down into the H2 as well as oxygen. Means there is a separation of these two molecules. That is known as the catabolism. In this, anabolic processes typically consume energy, whereas catabolic processes can make stored energy available. So this principle is not there in the non-living organism. So this is the main principle which occurs in the living organism only. Okay. After that, the next one is there, that is growth. From birth onwards, that organism shows tendency of growth and development. This growth is a well orchestrated process. You might have observed sand mounds, then boulders grow, etc. So this growth is not from within, and hence these are not the living beings. Means living organisms undergo regulated growth. Individual cells become larger in size, and molecular organisms accumulate many cells through the cell division. You yourself started out as a single cell and now have 10 of trillions of cells in your body, in our body. So this growth depends on anabolic pathways that build large complex molecules such as protein, DNA and the genetic material. Means this is one of the characteristics which occurs in the living organism. This growth and the growth and the development, these are not the processes which have unlimited lifespan. At certain point of time, the molecules, organ, system begins to lose their effective working and become old. So this is the aging process of the body and which occurs in the living organism. So this is one of the principle which occurs in the living organism, that is growth, and which is not occur in the non-living organism. Yes, it is not occur in the chairs, tables and all. Okay. Now, the next one is there, that is only development, and just now we have seen about the development also. Okay. Now, the next one, that is about the reproduction. Living organism can reproduce themselves to create new organism. Reproduction can be either asexual, means it involving single parent organism, or sexual, means requiring two parents. Single cell organism like the dividing bacterium shown in the left panel of the image at right can reproduce themselves simply by splitting into the two. In sexual reproduction, two parents organism produce sperms as well as the egg cells, they containing half of their genetic information, and these cells fuse to form a new individual with a full genetic set. This process is called as the fertilization. Okay. So that is very important for reproduction. Means to continue our life, this reproduction method is very important, and for continuation of race, so this reproduction is important. Means life has to continue, hence the organism tries to produce a young one like itself. It is possible due to the reproduction. Just now I told you about the sexual reproduction, asexual reproduction. This ensure continuity of race. Just now I said, these mules, sterile worker bees do not reproduce, yet they are living. Means that is optional one, exception is there. Okay. So remember this one, for the continuation of life, this reproduction method is very important one, and which cannot occur in the non-living organism, and this is the main important basic principle is there, it is occurred in the organisms, means in the living organisms. Okay. After that, remember this one, as the body loses its capacity to perform metabolism, the organism dies. Okay. Then one more characteristics of living organism that we are going to study, So that is about the homeostasis. Means this living organisms show irritability, meaning that they respond to stimuli or change in their environment. For instance, people pull their hand away fast from a flame. Many plants turn towards the sun, and unicellular organism may migrate towards a source of nutrients or away from the noxious chemical. All of you knows whenever you are touching a particular plant, so that plant is showing one reaction. Okay, that plant name is the Mimosa pudica, or that plant is known as the touch me not plant. Means that plant is showing response to the stimuli. Means this response you can see in living organism only. You cannot see in non-living organism. If you touch any cupboard, so that cupboard is not showing any response, isn't it? That means that cupboard is non-living and these plants are living one. That is one of the example of living on the non-living, as well as this is the basic principle of life, that is known as the stimuli or giving response to the stimuli, or you can say that homeostasis. Okay. So, this is about the difference between the living as well as the non-living organism. Any living being respond to thermal, chemical or biological changes in the surrounding. This is unique property of living being. Thanks for watching this video. Please like, share and comment my this video, and please subscribe my channel. My channel name is Prapti Vansari. Thank you.